Good afternoon, and thanks for having us in. We are following a major story out of Lincoln County this midday, where a former child care worker has admitted to molesting children in his care. This morning, 27-year-old Chris Fumi pleaded guilty to 6 counts of sexual contact with a child. He was indicted on 9 counts in Lincoln County, so 3 other charges were dropped in the plea deal. That case involves incidents caught on camera at a Southern Sioux Falls daycare last September. The victims were 3- and 4-year-old children. He also faces 9 sexual contact charges in Minnehaha County. In that case, he's accused of touching children at a child care center and homes. This morning in court, we were told that Monday is the second part of the plea agreement. An Aberdeen man is behind bars this midday, accused of sexually assaulting a woman in Brookings. Police say 51-year-old Saya Atwood inspected the woman's home for HUD housing on Tuesday. After the inspection was done, Atwood left and returned a short time later to inspect more things in the house. Investigators say that's when Atwood sexually assaulted the woman. She was able to get away, and Atwood left the home. Aberdeen police found and interviewed Atwood on Wednesday. He was arrested on charges of second-degree rape Thursday. Also new this midday, a death certificate for an inmate who died at the state penitentiary in January says he died of fentanyl toxicity. 61-year-old Steve Layton was in the Jamison Annex. He was serving time for assault. Also new, a downtown Sioux Falls assault landed 2 teenagers in jail and a man in the hospital in critical condition. Police say Ashley Donovan Jr. and Ian Herrera were seen punching and kicking a 34-year-old man, leaving him unconscious with significant head injuries. They're both charged with aggravated assault. Police say they may have known the victim, but investigators aren't sure why they were fighting. Turning to weather, it's cold out there. We expect it to be cold for overnight period and into the weekend, right, Brian?
Yeah, it looks like it's here to stay, at least to kick off our weekend forecast. Quite an interesting development, too, on radar. We've had some snow showers, and if you look at this camera out in Platte right now, there are a lot of snowflakes falling there, but it's moisture that, as it hits the pavement on the highway, some of that's melting, and it's a little bit warmer in that direction. And then, of course, the variability of the sunshine, quite the dynamics. When you look at Miller, you've got blue sky, and then on the distance, you've got those clouds, and yep, all these kind of things kind of working together. In the countryside, too, you've got wind and blowing snow, and that's a story that's kind of popping back up here at midday. The latest layout on the wind map, we've got basically about 15 to 30 mile-an-hour winds sustained. And it sure has a bite to it. It's cold. The wind gust map is coming up again to 39 miles per hour in winter, 46 in Rapid City. And there's actually snow on radar in a little bit of that area, too. So it's, again, a number of stories there. I think temperatures were just holding steady in Sioux Falls. 17. We've got this cold air pouring in. We're getting some sun in Sioux Falls, but it's just a tough call there. I don't really expect much improvement. Of course, wind chill values are below 0, minus 12 this hour in Aberdeen. It's going to set up a cold night tonight. There's radar. See those little freckles showing up from Rapid City to winter? This is classic. And in March, it's just you're fighting some of these variables. That sun is trying to make its headway there, and then it's destructive because the clouds billow up, and then here comes the burst of snow on the scene. This stuff, though, will be pretty intermittent. And even west of Sioux Falls, we're getting a little bit of that. Well, there's your forecast. We got those 20s and 30s in the west and low teens in the northeast. Coming up, we're going to look at your weekend winds, cold, but also a nice turnaround on Sunday. That's all ahead here, Dan, in a few minutes.
Thank you, Brian. After spending all week preparing for their matchup with USC, it's game day for the SDSU Jackrabbits in the NCAA tournament. KELOLAND Sports' Ian Sachs joins us live from Blacksburg, Virginia. Ian, what's the buzz around town?
Hi, Dan. Yes, thank you. It is finally game day. The Jackrabbits will take on the 8th-seeded USC Trojans at about 7 p.m. Central Time tonight. The 9th-seeded Jacks looking to win their first tournament game since they went to the Sweet 16 back in 2019. Now, this is the second game here in Blacksburg today as the top seed in the region and the host school, Virginia Tech, will take on Chattanooga. That game set to tip off at 4:30 Central Time. Now, the teams are going through their final walkthroughs right now in the Castle Coliseum right behind me. That session is closed to both the media and the public, but It's almost time to tip it off here in Blacksburg. We'll have coverage all day long, both on air and online. For now, reporting live in Blacksburg, Virginia, Ian Sachs, KELOLAND Sports.
Looking forward to following along. And also, Ian, I dig the bow tie. Almost immediately, March Madness lived up to its name. Some major upsets in just the first few games of round one, setting up a few potential Cinderella stories. Jared Hill has the latest.
Kicking off March Madness with a roar, the 15th seed Princeton Tigers knocked off the 2 seed Arizona Wildcats.
That's why you come to March Madness.
The bracket busting didn't stop there. 13 seed Furman, with their first trip to the big dance in 43 years, pushed out highly favored 4th seed Virginia. All 3 number 1 seeds advanced, with Kansas taking out 16 seed Howard University. Kansas hoping to become the first repeat champ since 2007. Alabama, the Tide, rolled to an easy win over Texas A&M Corpus Christi. And Houston took down Northern Kentucky in a closer than expected game that came at a price. Star guard Marcus Sasser left the game after he re-aggravated a groin injury. In one of the closest games of the day, a last-minute heave at the buzzer by number 9 seed West Virginia would have led them past 8th-ranked Maryland, but wasn't meant to be. By the end of the night, the NCAA's March Madness Twitter estimated of the millions of brackets submitted, just 787 perfect ones remain. Jared Hill, CBS News.
A Sioux Falls bar and grill kicked off its St. Patrick's Day festivities bright and early. Shenanigans opened its doors at 7:30 this morning, serving up music, green beer, and the food to match, including green eggs and ham. It's an early morning tradition. Shenanigans started more than 3 decades ago, and while the majority of the tables were full before 9, the general manager says it'll only get busier as the day goes on.
On the actual day with the NCAA tournament, the people in town for the state A's, it'll just continue to get busier. We have a great band lineup all day. It's gonna be a great day.
If you missed out on the early morning fun, Shenanigans will do it again tomorrow, beginning at 7:30 a.m. Since the pandemic hit, much of the U.S. has experienced a mental health crisis. The increased number of patients and rates of suicide have had behavioral health systems across the country adjusting their services to help reach more patients faster than ever before.
Recognizing that it truly is something that isn't a matter of willpower or self-determination. It's a chemical change. Needs to be treated like every other illness. I think that's one of the biggest things we have to overcome. We still have a lot of people that are resistant to the idea of getting treatment.
The new levels of care helping people get into counseling or other treatment much faster. In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND at 10.